Hi, I'm MeHow from MeHow Creates, and this is the second episode of making my new LED costume. Today I will show you how I made this mannequin. You may wonder, why do I need a mannequin? So, if you haven't seen the first video, the introduction to this project, I highly recommend it to you to watch it. I want to model and 3D print each and every single part to make a suit. So basically, I need something to shape on and create in real life to see how it looks on me. And then prepare it in CAD software, because it would be near impossible to make it first try in my computer on a virtual 3D space. So I needed my size mannequin to make the whole suit quick and easy. Yeah, more like a little faster and a little easier. Okay, so I asked my sister for help, because it is impossible to do it in just one person. And I jump cut to the point where we wrapped myself, because I was in just underwear to have the precise measurements of my body, so it's a little inappropriate to show myself without clothes here on YouTube. We used packing foil and tape, but the most important thing is that you tape yourself horizontally as well as vertically, so the mannequin doesn't separate on the taped layers. Oh, and the reason I look like I'm having shorts is because we used clear foil for my legs, but yeah, we did it just as well as the upper body. And we also taped my arms rather tightly, and that's why you can see I squeeze my hands, because it was a little too much for my comfort. When we had the whole body covered, my sister very carefully cut the foil at the back. And if you are doing it as well, please be very careful to not cut yourself. The scissors don't have much space between the foil and your skin, so you have to make little cuts just so you don't cut your body. And the first part of making the copy of myself was done. After I was free, I took some measurements for the skeleton. I've cut 1/2-inch PVC pipe to length, leaving some extra for the legs, just to be sure the mannequin will stand on the same height as me. I connected the pipes with the right angle and T-shaped connectors to make a skeleton structure of my body. I've put the pipes in the foil form and just taped the seams with more packaging tape. On the second day, I've cut little circles from cardboard to seal the holes from my hands as well as the legs. And the leg pieces, I've made additional holes for the PVC pipe to go through. And then the fun part started. I've ripped the pages from newspapers and magazine and crumpled them up. And man, oh man, I needed a whole bunch of papers. I estimated that I've used around 7 to 8 kilos worth of newspaper to fill my whole body. I've also used another piece of PVC pipe just to help me push the papers inside the legs and arms. So after a couple of hours constantly cramping the paper and filling the body, I finally made it to the neck. And I've also made a little cup from cardboard to seal the neck and tape it all together. So the last thing to do was a stand, and let me just pause here for a second. I thought that the pipe skeleton got twisted inside my body, so I decided to cut the longer pipe to length to match the other one. But later I realized that the pipe got detached from the T-connector inside my hip. So I just needed to make a little surgery on my hip to make it all work like it's supposed to. Then I've cut the second leg to length to match the other one, and I was so lucky that the legs turned out exactly the perfect height to match my height. I don't know how it happens, it was just pure luck. At this point I ran out of 1/2-inch PVC pipe, but luckily I had some leftovers 22mm pipes, so I cut them in smaller pieces to make a stand. As you may know, the imperial and metric system doesn't really fit together, so I needed to hit the 1/2-inch connectors with my heat gun, and then, while it was pliable, jam the 22mm pipe inside of it. And it worked perfectly. I've also used that technique to make my cube with half-inch connectors and 22mm aluminum pipe. And now the mannequin is finished. It doesn't look perfect, but for me it's good enough. I just needed something to help me with the making of upcoming LED costume. But I have to be honest, this kind of mannequin will not stand on its own. I've either had to support it on the shins, like I have here with my bed, or just rest it on the wall. But I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't need to stand it in the middle of the room to walk around it. In the next episode I will show you how I use this mannequin to make the parts for my costume, so stick along. And if you like the idea and you are interested in the future updates of this build log, make sure to subscribe to MeHow Create. And if you have any suggestions or even questions about the project, post them in the comment section down below. And remember to create your own reality.